Hi crafty friends, Monique here with Grace and Tattered Lace. How are you guys doing today? I'm doing well. I got up quite early this morning. My husband worked, he left for work quite early this morning and I couldn't sleep, so I was up and showered before I even walked the dogs this morning, which is not normal. I usually walk the dogs in my pajama bottoms and my slippers and don't want to move. Anyway, I'm here in sunny California. It's a little hazy out today. It's not too hot yet. I imagine it will be soon. And I'm here today to do a little project, making a Christmas tree using these, what are these things called? Wood pile. They're a popsicle sticks, but they have like a little bit of a curvature to them. I don't know if you could see that. I really love some of these crafts that I'm seeing with people that are cutting their own wood pieces, and they are like little spindles. And so this is my take on the spindles Christmas tree decorations. So we're also going to use a Dollar Tree tile, some cardboard, and another piece that we're going to put this on, and I'm going to keep that a secret. It's nothing big. I just didn't have a big enough piece of wood to attach this to, so I had to make do and make my own. As you pop on, let me know where you're watching from. I'd love to hear from you. I appreciate your time and that you come here to watch me and encourage me and support all the others that are here to learn as well. Okay, so I'm super excited. I really want to show you guys this technique. This is the tile that I used the other day on that pumpkin that my video camera stopped working. So we're going to go ahead and do it again on this particular project. I'm going to use the Hello Hobby Cafe Noir chalk paint that came from Walmart. So we're just going to get started, and I'm going to cover this whole thing with this paint first. And I probably got way too much paint, but I like to put it on a plate sometimes. Sometimes I pour it right on my piece. I'm just going to go ahead and paint this whole thing. And I want to make sure you get this one good and covered with this, because this is going to be the base, the brown. I am using, my brush I think is a little bit wet, only because I think I used it earlier this morning and it's still a little wet. But a dry brush will work just as well. Alright, I hope you guys are having a fabulous day already, wherever you're watching from. It's still kind of early here, it's about 10 o'clock. Yes. Hello there, my husband. I see you watching. You're supposed to be working. It must be very slow. Yes, you did wake me up this morning, and I could not go back to sleep. All right. Okay. There we go, there's the brown. I'm going to put some of this back in my container because I have way too much. I don't need any more. All right. I'm going to touch this with the blow dryer. What did I do with the lid? All right, excuse the noise while we dry this really quick. This color on this right now reminds me of some ugly gaudy thing that I might have had in my house when I was in the 70s. That horrible burnt orange and olive green and formica and shaggy carpet and all that good stuff. That's what this reminds me of right now. Alright, it's almost dry. I have a couple places where it's a little thick. The thick part where it's still a little bit wet because I'll just go and kind of go around that with the next step. Okay, so next I'm going to mix in these three colors. I have Apple Barrel, Barn Red, Waverly, I think this one is called Celery or Sage, I can't remember, I think it's Celery. And then this one is Waverly Pumpkin. And we're just going to put a little bit on, and I'll show you how I do that. Okay. I'm going to use a dry bristle brush. Whew, got a little bit much there. Just a cheapy one from Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to take some of this, these different colors, and I'm just going to kind of stroke it in all over the place. No rhyme or reason how I'm doing it. I just want it to kind of peek through when I do the final coat. I wanted to give it that, you know, old barnwood, you know, painted a million times look, vintagey look. And that's kind of the goal that I'm trying to achieve here. That's the barnwood, the barn red, and then we're going to add some orange. All right, there is that, you guys. Let me touch that with the dryer really quick. And then we're going to touch it up, cover it up with some white. Not completely cover it, we're going to just lightly coat it just like we did these colors. Let me show you what this looks like. This is what it's looking like so far, you guys. Right. Now let's get some white. This is the Waverly plaster. And let's see if I'm going to put this. And I'm not rinsing my brush, you guys. It's totally fine for this type of a project. I'm not rinsing in between. I want my brush to stay dry. Okay, so now I'm just going to take the white and kind of randomly go through. So this was a little darker than the one I did the last time. I have that cardboard this time, so I wanted to have some dark contrast. Okay, now I'm probably going to go back and put in a little bit more of the colors because I want the colors to really pop. Ooh, a bit of orange there. And it's really, no, I was going to say it's not that much because I was going to put it underneath the card, but I'm wrong. I'm putting it on top of the cardboard. All right, you guys, this is what we have. Kind of hard to see. I know my lights are really shining on it bright, but this is the final product of that. We're going to go ahead and touch it with the dryer. Hey Ashley, how are you today? Hi Rebecca, thanks for watching. Glad you could join me. We're making a vintage Christmas tree today using this Dollar Tree tile that I've made over. I covered it with some Cafe Noir and then hit it with some light green, I think it's called celery, some barn red, and some orange to give it that vintage barn, chippy barn look. Looks like the barn's been painted over a couple thousand times and aged over the years. Yeah, actually, you need to get these. I actually was in Dollar Tree and I was stood looking at them for a while. As my husband can attest, I stand there forever thinking, and I thought, I can just do something with this. I know it. He was so funny because I was holding a basket, and he's like, you can't make anything with that. I said, you want to challenge me? And he laughed. Anyway, I should have bought it and I should have made something. He doesn't come with me too often anymore. Okay, so this is done. I think what I want to do is I want to trim. There's a little lip right here, and I want to trim that off. I don't want that to be part of there, so I'm going to cut that off. I've done some prepping already because I don't want to keep you guys here too long. So I'll show you what the next step is. First, let me just trim this before I forget. Probably could have done that ahead of time, but I didn't. Yeah, my husband doesn't come with me too often, Ashley. Occasionally if we're out, I'm like, oh, I need to go to Dollar Tree. And he's like, oh, as long as it's not a long time. And I'm like, it won't be. I just need one thing. Yeah, we all know who that goes. One thing turns out to be one cartload full. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I'm going to put this on here, but I'm going to put something on here. I haven't showed you that yet. I want to make the edges of this green. So we're going to use a little bit of green paste. So we're going to use some chalk paste because I don't have any green paint. I don't know why I don't have green paint. So let me get some paste here. And I don't need it to be so thick, so I'm going to water it down. And we're going to paint the edges of this cardboard green, just because I want it to pop. I want it to go with, we're going to put a tree on the front. And, oh, thank you, Ashley. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you sharing. All right. I think my sharing sprinkled word is going to be tattered to go along with my my page name. All right, so I'm just going to I don't want to paint it all, but I'm just going to paint some of it. And I just want this green to pop through. Just like so. And when we're done, I don't know, I might go back and kind of just stress it a little bit once I'm done, once I get it put together. But this is my first thought. And I'm just going to do the edges because the whole thing is not going to show. As you can see, I kind of, I tore the cover off of the box, but I didn't do the whole thing because there was no need for me to. And I know I've been doing so many crafts using boxes right now, you guys, but you know, I moved to Tennessee, and then we moved from the little town that we're in to another town, and then we moved back to California. So I have about 500 boxes, and you know, when you break down 500 boxes, how many pieces of cardboard you have? 1 million! I have 1 million pieces of cardboard, and we're still holding on to them because we are not in our permanent forever home yet. We sold our house here and then we moved to Tennessee. We didn't buy, and of course now the market is crazy high, and so we're just kind of holding off, waiting for it to mellow out. All right, of course I've got green all over me. Let me get something to wipe with. My phone is going off. My husband was on here for a little while, so I'm sure that's him texting me. Okay, all right, next step, you guys, let's let this dry. This is what we have so far. Okay, we'll let that dry while we work on the next stuff. Okay, so the next thing is I didn't have a piece of wood big enough for my project. So I took a piece of poster board that I've already started, I've prepped it. I've put a few pieces of cardstock on here, and I have one piece left to put on. It only came with, my package only had 2 pieces in it, so I had to trim it down and make do with what I had. So I cut it apart, and I went ahead and pre-did it since it was quite a big surface that I needed to do. I got this piece, not that one. All right, so we're going to put this down with some Mod Podge. I've already pre-done it. I've already covered the top of it also, just to save time so that you guys don't have to sit around while, you know, we wait for glue to dry, especially when it's such a large surface. All right, so you just kind of liberally put your glue on your paper. And then you put your paper down. Make sure my words are going the right direction. All right, got the base part done. We're gonna go ahead and put some glue on top of this, some Mod Podge. We'll set this off to the side to let it dry a little bit while we do the next part of our project. And the next part is the fun part. All right, I'm gonna set this off to the side, you guys. Almost out. Okay, now the next part. So this is, we're gonna make the Christmas tree. Okay, I've already painted some of these, but I have not painted all of these. So if you missed the beginning, we're going to put a tree on here. And there's so many wonderful crafters out there, you guys, and I've seen some really great projects using the wood spindles that they're cutting on their nice little, I forget what those little thingamajiggers are called. I want one, just not in the budget right now. Eventually I will get one. But they have these cute little spindle trees that they've cut with some nice ornate things on it. So this is my take on that. These are from Woodpile at Hobby Lobby. They are like a, you know, popsicle stick, but they have some curve to them. I've cut them down to make a Christmas tree. And so we're gonna finish the rest of these pieces off with some paint. I'll use the rest of this paint that I used on our cardboard. Just quickly paint them. I'll have to dry this because the next step I need for that to be dry. All right, as you're popping on, oh, hi Stephanie, Portland, Tennessee. I was there shortly. We moved there, not to Portland though. My husband's friend lives in Portland, but we moved. We weren't there far from you guys. We started out. We moved there last July. We started out in. Oh gosh, I already forgot. It's gonna come to me in a minute. Anyway, we moved from there to Hendersonville. We were in Hendersonville for about 5 months, and I just couldn't do it anymore. I was working remotely as a therapist online, and I wasn't meeting anybody, and discouraged because we couldn't buy a house. And so here we are, we're back in California. I'm so sad because it seems like there's a lot of followers out there that are from Tennessee or other people that I've met along the line that I could have, met up and become friends with. All right, let's give this a quick dry because the next step I need for these to be dry. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. All right. What's the weather like there today, Stephanie? I know they say that there's like, 22 seasons they say that Tennessee has. I think that's right. Okay, almost done. I just need to make sure it's completely dry. Woo! Run away. These little boogers are light, so they fly easy. Okay, next step. This green is everywhere. Humid, yeah. It's very humid here too. Very humid. And it doesn't help when you're at that wonderful stage of life, when you have your own little power surges and you're always hot. Okay, so I'm gonna line these up in the order that I want them to go. I have it backwards for you guys to see. There we go. So it's gonna be a little Christmas tree. Now, I'm gonna use a stencil on this only because my stamps, I have a whole bunch of stamps, are in a box somewhere, and I honestly didn't feel like digging for them because I don't know where the box is at. So I'm gonna use a stencil, so I'm gonna put a quick coat of wax on this because I don't want this paint to come off on the back of my stencil. But if you don't have a stencil and you like this project, you can easily do this with a stamp. I have some really beautiful ornate stamps. You don't have to use a whole stamp when you're using a stamp. You can just use a portion of a stamp, and you can move it around and get different designs. So that was my hopes, that I was going to try to do that for you guys, because I don't like to always do the stencils. I want for you guys to be able to see things that you can do not using a stencil, or think outside the box and what else can you do. So I'm just rubbing some of this wax off. Woo, these little things are slick. Okay. All right, so I'm going to use this one here. This is the bandana stencil. And again, you guys, if you don't have stencils, you can use a stamp. I have some large stamps that are about this big, and you can just use like a small corner of it. You can use a portion of it. You can turn them sideways and get different designs. All right. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay my popsicle sticks, my little curving sticks out here, and then turn this over. Need to get them in the order they go. How's everybody doing today? Thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate your time and your support. Oh my gosh, you guys. I've been dying for most of you guys to get on, because when we were on Stephanie's live the other day, we were talking about the 80s and how fun the 80s were, right? And then so, you're not even going to believe that night something popped up in my feed or in a reel about the 80s. But a few weeks ago, I bought a dress that was kind of loose, and I really liked it, but it needed to be a little bit snug. So, who remembers these little things? Who remembers these? I got these on Amazon, you guys. These are those little clips, you know, that you clip. Yes, thank you for laughing. These are those little clips that you clip on the back of your dress, and oh my gosh, it worked out perfect. I found a dress at Target, and I remember the story now. They only had extra large, but the dress was so cute, and it totally would work, so I went ahead and did it. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to put this down this way and flip this back over. So now I have my wood pieces underneath here. Okay. And then we're going to take a little bit of paste. I am going to use sage. And I need to stir this bad boy. My paste got really hard, you guys, because of the move and being out in the garage, and you would not even believe some of them are really, really hard. And I know that people complain because they have to throw their paste away because it gets hard. Honest to God, I sprayed it with some distilled water. I actually even just dumped them in the containers and set them out and let them sit there for a day or two. Some of them were really not very much in it, and it's perfect. So if you have any of these and if you let them get hard, they can totally be recovered. Let's see. The hair tie on the inside looks awesome as well. Which hair tie? I'm not sure which one. Ashley. Yeah, Stephanie, did you have those cute little clips for your clothing, your shirts, and your mostly? I think I used them for dresses. I don't remember using them for much else. Okay, so I'm just pulling some chalk paste through, all the way through, making sure that the screen is completely covered where I have those little wood pieces underneath. Okay, one more. Okay, I'm just going to pull out the excess. Oh, hair tie like the ponytail inside of your dress. Oh, yes, yeah. Okay, we're going to pull this off. Uh-oh. Stack them on top of each other. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is so cute. All right. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. They're wet, so I want to be careful. I'm just going to have to let them slide right off. I don't want to smear it. Okay, so I know we all have different ways of cleaning our transfers and doing different things, but the one thing that I've learned when I have a big transfer like this, I usually will put a wipey on the back of it. I might need an extra one, so I'll put a wipey on the back. And then I spray it with some distilled water. And then I set this off to the side. I usually put it on the floor on a just an old dish towel or gym towel that my husband has. That way I can go back and clean it later, and the chalk paste doesn't stick to the screens. I've had very good success with it so far, so I'll consider myself lucky, I guess. How am I going to hold these little boogers? All right, I need to dry these. And they fly everywhere. All right. Ah, they're flying. Okay. Oh my goodness. You guys, they're so light, they fly everywhere. Oh my word. Okay, there we go. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm doing. All right, I had to. There we go. I should have done that with each of them because they are still wet. Oh my. Okay, so trick learned that these are painter's tape. Oh, painter's tape on the back side to keep them together. Yeah, thank you, Ashley. That was a great idea. Too bad I didn't think of that ahead of time. I've never stenciled something so small or light before. First for everything, right? Again, if you don't have stencils, you guys, you can easily do a stamp. And there's so many different colors of ink, stamped ink out there. Thanks, Ashley. I was inspired. I really like those spindle trees that people are making, but I don't have, I don't know what I want to call it a forge, but I don't think it's a forge. Okay. So, oh, I did not turn on my glue gun. Of course not. You guys, I got a new glue gun on Amazon Days. I'm so excited. I love it because it has a little battery pack. Of course, I couldn't afford the bigger one because I wanted so many things. So I went for the little bit of a not as expensive one. Okay, well, I'm gonna wait for this darn thing to get hot now. I apologize for that. Let's kind of get them laid out then, I guess. So I'm going to use this as my tree chunk. This is just a little wood, it's probably even a wood chip. I don't even know. It might be a wood chip that I got out while I was walking my dogs. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys. I am loving this. A little bit down because I have a little star. Look at that, you guys. Oh! That is so cute. I love it. All right. Come on, glue gun, get hot. I wish I could make it get hot faster. It's going to be so cute, you guys. So this is our board that I had already made. If you're just coming on and you didn't see this part, I didn't have a wood piece big enough for this. So I just have a piece of poster board, recycled poster board that I might have used from, gosh, last winter or something that I made some bleached shirts with. And I put some cardstock on the sides. And we're gonna put this on top of here, like so. Look at how cute. Okay. This definitely would not be a piece that I would, want to sell because it's a cardstock and not a wood board, but it definitely is something that you can use in your house to decorate easily. Okay. Hopefully this is warm enough. I don't think it's hot enough, you guys. What is everybody doing today? Is anybody doing anything fun? I know it's a work week for most of us, but not me. I have another week off of work before I have to go back to school. I'm so sad. I worked ESY summer school this year, and I'm just not ready to go back to school. All right, let's see if this is ready. Not quite ready. A little bit longer. Darn it, I forgot to turn this on. Oh, thank you, Stephanie. I was sharing earlier that I have a million cardboard pieces because you remove so many times, and I promise my next project will not include cardboard. I don't know why I'm stuck on cardboard and these cute little tiles. They're so cute. I love them because they're different, and I haven't seen anybody use this subway tile. All right, now, yeah, I like the dark side. I think my glue is hot enough now, you guys. All right, I'm gonna start with the stem. I am an eyeballer. I don't like to measure. Sometimes it bites me in the butt. I will tell you that. Oh my gosh, you guys. I am in love with this. I think it is so cute. I can't wait to take a picture and show you guys completely in different lighting, because this lighting just doesn't do it justice. Sorry, Stephanie, I'm not a singer like you. I will not be singing, and you guys will run away for sure if I try to sing for you. I do enjoy your singing, though. Okay. There is that. Whew. That little turd gets hot, those little metal stars. Okay, you guys, look at. Isn't that cute? Oh, girlfriend, you'd be plugging your ears if I was singing. Okay, let's glue this little guy down to the cardboard. Oh, we're gonna need another glue stick. You guys, I am loving the new setup I have in my craft room because I know where everything is at and it's easy accessible. Before I was always scrambling and I go, where is that? I don't know where that's at. And now I'm so organized. Okay. Okay, there we go. There is that. Now let's glue this little guy down. This one's going to be harder because it's going to need a lot of glue. And hopefully my glue doesn't dry before I can get to the other side. Oy. Maybe I should put some E6000 in here, but if I do that, then my glue's gonna dry. I'm gonna do it. Just a little dab in the middle. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is so cute. Look at that. All right, we need a bow. Oh, and we need some Excelsior at the bottom, and then maybe some grunge on this green. I don't want a lot. I just want a little tiny bit of this. I don't want it to overpower. Okay. All right, let's do a bow really quick. I have some pieces of ribbon and fabric already ready to go. I have some great colors here. I have this little red and some green, and this one. Oh, I like this one, you guys. This is kind of like that Pioneer Woman from Walmart. And I got this beautiful lace at Joann's, you guys. 70% off. This ribbon was 70% off. I can't remember how much it was. I paid like, I don't know, $3.99 for the roll. It was a really good size roll too. Anyway, no rhyme or reason how I'm gonna do this. Just gonna put this in, and I don't know if you guys have this handy dandy little bow maker. I actually love it. I didn't have a problem with making my bows before by hand, but this is a game changer, you guys. It really is. For those of you, especially the ones that really struggle with making your bows, just a game changer. That's all I can say, you guys. Well, we want to go different color here. So you're just going to crisscross it. You're going to make an X. Oh, excuse me. I think I have the hiccups. I don't have any rhyme or reason of how I put this in. I don't follow any kind of a pattern. I just randomly grab different pieces and put them in. And try not to do the same ribbon in the same direction twice, on top of each other. Okay, this is probably going to be enough there. Oops, pulled them out. I don't want it to be too big because I don't want it to overpower my piece. So I take the twine and I'm just going to pull it down in the middle. Nice and tight, and then pull it up and tighten it. And then I'm going to tie a knot, and then I'll trim that. There we go. Nice and cute, little simple, not too much. Okay, I think I need to just grunge this up a little bit. It's a little bit bright and green and red for me, so I think I'm going to use a little bit of, I think I'm going to use paint. I'm trying to decide if I wanted paint or wax. Woo! Got a bit carried away there. Okay. I'm going to just use some brown paint, and I'm just going to dab it on my brush and get some of that off. And I'm just going to grunge up the sides a little bit of this cardboard, just to kind of take that brightness off. Just like so. Give it that vintagey look that I really like. Okay, and then I'm probably going to do some on this red as well. Actually, I might use my ink on this. Where is my ink? I'm going to use the Distressing ink. This one is called, what is this one called? Ground Espresso. And I'm going to just use this on the edges. As you can see there. Let's see, such a big piece there. You can see what it looks like. And I'm just rubbing it all over. It's probably wet over here. Okay. Look at that, you guys. Voila. Let's add our bow and we will be done. All right, you guys, I think it turned out so awesome. I love this. I think I did a good job at hitting that spindly look that I was trying to achieve, not having the pieces that other crafters are using. I love them, and I think this is great. Again, if you don't have a stencil and you want to use something different, you don't want to purchase a stencil, a stamp will do. You can do a stamp. I think it'll be great. You can even alternate the colors of your trees and do different colors on the stems, you know, however you want. I'd love to see what creations that you guys come up with and making up the same type of a craft. I appreciate your time and you watching. If you love this craft, please be sure to share. Sorry, actually my new word is not share or sprinkled, tatter. Tatter this across Facebook for me and help me grow my page. Thank you guys so much for watching and have a great day. Bye.